Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm trying out a clay recipe using baking soda, cornstarch, and water. So I have here 2 cups of baking soda, 1 cup of cornstarch, and 1 cup water. On low heat, I mixed all 3 ingredients until they are very well incorporated and formed a clay-ish dough mixture. After a few minutes, it got to the consistency that we are aiming for, and it's still hot to touch, so I covered it with a towel to cool it a little bit before I will handle. But as I was kneading and rolling, I found the dough very crumbly and breaks off easily. So I put the dough back on low heat and added 1 cup of rice flour. That's what I had on hand, and a little splash of water. Mixed everything well together until it reached the clay-ish consistency we are after for. And here is the improved dough. It has some hold and molds and stays shaped better like clay. In my honest opinion, I think it will even be better if I added glutinous rice flour instead. But I don't have that on hand, and I will definitely try it next time. As you can see, so far I made some hearts, and I'm trying to make some fairy houses on sticks. And so far they are holding up nicely. Here's one of the fairy houses. I've carved out the roof, and now I'm trying to carve out some windows. I also made 3 mushrooms, different shapes. And here I'm trying to mold it together. It's also on a stick, and I'm creating the ridges at the bottom. It's already getting dark, and so far, here's what I've finished so far. I have some bells there, some hearts, couple mushrooms, the fairy houses, and I still have some dough left over. So I took a break, and now I'm rehydrating it, and I'm on to making some more hearts, I think. Yep. And this is how I do them. And I'm going to be hanging them, so I also created or poke a hole in each of the hearts. So here they all are. These are what I created from that mixture. I left them on the counter to dry overnight, but they did not dry completely, so I put them in the oven for 15 minutes on 200 degrees Celsius. After 15 minutes, the other side is still not dry completely, so I turned them over and put them back in the oven under the same heat. I think it was too hot for them this time, so they came out with some cracks. I think I should have lowered the heat for the other side to 150 degrees Celsius. But so far, There was no casualty, just some cracks. So I think it was all okay. Here they are all dry. I brought them back to the city house, and there is one casualty. A roof of one of the house came off, so I just glued it back. Now it's time to make them pretty. I have all this paint and tissue paper if I go the decoupage route. For the hearts, I decided to decoupage the Monstera leaves on the bigger ones. This one, that's what I chose. So I cut out one leaf and it fit the bigger hearts perfectly. And for the smaller ones, I decided to go the bright floral tissue. So I just apply the decoupage glue and put the tissue on top and smooth it out, and there you go. Another way to decoupage is to just glue on the pattern of the tissue that you like and then cut it out that way. Or just like the Monstera, I cut out the pattern first and then glued it to the heart. So either way works. So to clean out the tissue, I have that sheet of sandpaper, or this time I'm trying out this nail file. And I think it also worked the same because I didn't want to cut out the sandpaper. But eventually I did because the nail file wasn't doing any good. For the houses, I decided to paint them and played with some pretty colors. And the bells, I went for this muted green and white flower tissue paper. For the holes, I poked them with a stick, then put them over a lit candle to make them perfectly round. If you don't want to do this, as sometimes it leaves a dark mark, that is up to you. Then I strung the hearts in varied heights. I will be hanging them in the gazebo in the spring or summer. Then here are all the fairy houses. I'm just doing the finishing touches on the windows. And the mushrooms also got their color. And now I'm just painting the ridges brown or watered down brown. So here are the bells. I strung up 3 bells together, like in one string, like that. And here are the hearts. The mushrooms are there too. And the fairy houses. So that is everything I created from that experimental recipe, and I think it went well. I hope you also try it and learn from my mistakes. So thank you again for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye!